Hello, everyone. So we are going to be doing two different things this evening. First, we're going to start with your pick a card, of course. And after we do pick a card, I invite you to join me for a sigil ritual. So we're going to do a little ritual to help manifest rain into Australia. This is something that a lot of people have been doing. And I would like to, add to that with myself and with any of you that would join, because it is very important to get as many people involved in something like this as possible, because it actually works according to research. There's been a lot of research, and if you're a fan of David Wilcock, in fact, you'll know a little bit about this. He wrote the Synchronicity Key and stuff, and he had some good research in his books about how the more people that come together and pray and do rituals to manifest things together, the more energy there is in that manifestation, and the more they've seen results. So this is something that could be very powerful. So I would like to invite you to join me for that later after I do the pick a card for you. Pick a card usually lasts about 15-20 minutes, and then after that we'll do the rain ritual together. Yeah. So good. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Good to see all of you. Thanks for joining. Let's pull some cards to start off your week, and then we'll jump right into some sigil magic. So, thank you so much for joining, everybody. So, hello. Good to see you all. I know, like many of you, it's definitely affecting the entire world with this whole Australia thing, and of course Iran and all of the insanity that's going on in the world. So it's a very intense time. I've been reading some articles on some of the people that have been doing rituals and different prayers and meditations and work for the world right now. It's definitely in need. We need as many light workers and people on the path of manifesting better things to come together, of course. So, hello, everybody. So if you're having a hard time, I noticed somebody said they were having a hard time hearing me on Facebook once in the past couple weeks. I do want to mention that I'm also on YouTube, and YouTube I have a mic on. So you can actually hear me a little bit better on YouTube, I think, than on Facebook. So I live stream every Monday night at 10 o'clock on both at the same time. So if you are having trouble hearing me on Facebook, I don't currently have a microphone like hooked up next to me for Facebook. So just so you know. All right, so if you are just joining, please go ahead and take a deep breath. Pick A, B, or C for your week. Oh, thank you. And we will see what you have going on for the week. Now, I do have a special video coming out this week for all of you on Wednesday. We just got it done in editing today, and that video will be on how to pick a card. So it's supposed to help you. I put it together to help you when you are watching my videos and picking a card. I give you some different techniques and ways to develop a better intuition in picking that card. Okay, so that'll be coming out this Wednesday. And we are, what's today? I don't even know. It's the 6th, right, of January. So that'll be out this Wednesday in 2020 on January 8th. 8 is my favorite number. Speaking of, okay, ready? A, B, or C for your week. All right, so this is for you. Are you ready? Pick A, B, or C. All right, that's A. Let's see what B is getting. There's something there. B. Okay. All right. C. C. And C. Okay, let's take a look at what you got here. Okay, we got A, B, and C. Sorry, I hope this microphone isn't making a lot of noise. I have it kind of on the table. Okay. All right, you ready? Yeah. Oh, hey, Mel. Hello, everybody. Um, do you feel the world events are related? Oh, hey, is that you? Is that you, Gary? So, as an evolutionary astrologer, do you feel the world events are related to the conjunction next week? Actually, I don't know, Gary. I don't know if I don't know what the conjunction is. I haven't even looked this week, honestly. I have not been keeping up with astrology as much as I should, but I do know we have the full moon eclipse this coming up Friday as the 10th. And I do want to mention uh, that Uranus is in Taurus still. And when Uranus, I want to say Uranus is in Taurus, that's when we have a lot of upheaval, a lot of different physical devastations in the world, a lot of times with Uranus in an earth, very earthy Taurus sign of earth, Uranus kind of shocks things. It's like electrical. And so a lot of astrologers were predicting that this would cause a lot of devastation in the world in terms of natural disasters and things like that, especially if the world isn't being taken care of. And that's a lot of times why crisis happens, is because things are off their path or out of balance, and then it causes crisis. So that's what's going on with all of the fires. I mean, there's fires in the Amazon, right? There's fires in all over Australia. There's just a lot of devastation going on. So yeah, anyways, let's pull some cards. You ready? So we have A. If you chose A, we have the Five of Pentacles, right? And the Five of Pentacles is a card of poverty. It's a card of feeling very down. It's a card of feeling like loss, right? Feeling like you've kind of lost a lot of things in your life. So this week is a little bit of a down week for you if you chose A. A feeling of like um, not being helped, not seeing the help that you could get. So A is very, I would say, on the negative side this week. A little bit of a downness going on, a little bit of a downer week for you if you chose A. Um, mhm. Thank you, Amy. Yeah. So if you're A, you have Five of Pentacles, which is a little bit of a downer type of week for you, and it's not a faded card. It's just that it's showing that this week is just kind of a little bit of a loss, a little bit of feeling depressed, a little bit of feeling down this week. Okay, so it could have been triggered by something, and then again, it might not have been triggered by anything. It could just be that you feel down. Okay, so then we have the Nine of Pentacles. And this is an advice card for you if you chose A. And the Nine of Pentacles is success through discipline. It's a card of abundance and fruitfulness through discipline and responsibility. So what it's telling you is as you develop your discipline for yourself, as you develop internal discipline of your own spiritual work, your own spiritual awakening, applying yourself to your own healing, disciplining yourself in that way spiritually, you are going to have a better week. Okay. So this is like telling you discipline is like the key, right? So this week it's about discipline, and it's also, you have the Three of Swords. So this is your other card that goes along with the Nine of Pentacles. And this is saying that the healing that needs to take place this week, the discipline that needs to take place, is concerning something that is a bitter sorrow. It's something that it's not like a shock. Okay. This is like saying there's something that's been coming, there's something that's been boiling, there's been something that's bothering you, and that thing is what's eating you up this week. That's the thing that's bothering you this week. It's the thing that's already been bothering you. It's something that you've been resisting, and maybe it's a heart chakra block, maybe it's something that's really bugging you about a family member or a friend, someone that's in your soul group, somebody that you're close to karmically, is really bothering you internally. And as long as you work on healing yourself internally, and really setting down the discipline and the responsibility to healing yourself internally this week and working on yourself, you're going to have a much better week, because this bitter sorrow, this depression, these issues that are going on this week, they're there, right? They're happening. And it's telling you that this is not going to be a very good week for you if you don't take the Nine of Pentacles advice, because the Nine of Pentacles is that card of groundedness, discipline, taking responsibility, taking action, but in a very grounded way, in a very like tantric meditation, healing yourself physically, really just going internal and doing some cleansing and stuff on yourself, because this is about you, this is about your healing. Because no matter what's going on with the other person, it's affecting you and it's causing you to have a very down week. It could be other people, it could be maybe it's a major devastation, maybe it's Australia, maybe it's something like that, but definitely a downer week for you. And all you got to do is just you know, work with this Nine of Pentacles. I would say even meditate on this Nine of Pentacles if you chose A, because this card is a beautiful card. It really is. It's a card of success. It's a card of fruitfulness and abundance. And so it's saying this is like the key to your healing this week. And it has the falcon of discipline. It has the fruitfulness. It even has little Venus symbols of love. So self-love and self-healing, right? So there's just a lot of gold, healing, and purple grapes, which are about the fruitfulness of your labors. So you have the potential to feel better this week. It is a downer week for you. You've got to work on it. You're going to have to do the work for yourself in order to feel better, because it doesn't look like it's going to be about you talking to someone else about healing it. It's really just about you going internal and getting spiritual and meditating and cleansing this week, okay? All right, so that is A. All right. Love you too. All right, thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, okay, so let's take a look at B. Are you ready for B? Right, so B is the Page of Wands, right? And the Page of Wands, this is actually a really fun card. So if you chose B, this is a card of a spark this week. So if you chose B, you're feeling a spark. You're feeling like creative. You feel like with this full moon that's coming up here with this eclipse energy, you're feeling it in a good way. You're feeling like you could really like take that pen and put it to paper, or you could do some rituals and manifest some things. You're feeling that spark. You're feeling that creative energy, that creative spark if you chose B. This is a great card for manifesting, okay? So this is a really nice card for taking steps forward, seeing the growth, seeing the green, seeing the good. So this would be a really good week for you to really get into ritual work, manifestation work, if you chose B, creative work, again, maybe writing or creating in some way. Okay, so that's for B. Now let's look at your advice cards, B. Okay, so we have the Strength card. All right, this is the Strength card. You have the beautiful maiden with the lion, and she's petting it. She's actually petting a ferocious lion, right? So this is a card of fire as well. It's very Leo. It's very fiery. It's very spark driven, but internally. So you're feeling the muse from within yourself if you chose B. And it's telling you to hone in on that inner strength and use that to manifest this week, because this is going to be a great week for you to start some manifestation, to really get into your ritual work, spiritual work if you chose B. So this inner strength card is saying, get that foundation, get the inner foundation solid and get that ready for manifestation this week, because you have a lot of power behind you. And in fact, you have the Judgment card as well if you chose B. And the Judgment card is saying, just make sure that you're using good judgment I would say if you're going to do some magic, if you're going to do some rituals this week, you're very high in the manifestation realm this week if you chose B. So just make sure you pull some cards or do some pendulum work or something to divine whether whatever you're trying to manifest would be the best thing for you right now and for your highest good. Because you have a lot of power this week if you chose B. All right, so use good judgment. And this is also a card saying that this is about renewal and rebirth and opening up and expanding your consciousness. So this is like a whole phoenix type of energy for you this week, B. If you've been having a tough time, this is a week of power for you. Okay, so that's pretty cool if you chose B. You have this power behind you, you have this inner potential, you have these cards of renewal, rebirth, inner strength, and creation, manifesting type of energy. So no matter how you feel, you have the power behind you this week if you chose B. Okay. So use that energy and make some things happen in your life. Okay. Use this this lunar eclipse energy and manifest. All right. If you chose B. Okay. Let's look at C. All right. All right, C, we have the Queen of Wands. All right, so if you chose C, this is a card of being intuitive, but also very driven and a card of independence. So, what I'm really feeling off this card this week is a lot of like fiery potential, but also a lot of intuition. It's like you can kind of see um, what it is that you need to do right now. Now, you can't necessarily um, see clearly in terms of, your whole future necessarily. I don't know. But what this is saying is right now, this week, some things are coming to light for you, right? Your intuitive senses are really kicking in, and you're really opening up to what it is you need to do, and you're starting to see, right? And so if you chose C, you're finally getting some clarity from the black cat, right? The black cat is the cat of intuition. It's the feminine instinct, and you can be a guy. It doesn't matter. The gender doesn't matter, okay? But because we all have yin yang energy. We all have that masculine and feminine energy. So even if you're male, it does not matter. You still have the divine feminine within you, which is the intuitive, receptive nature. And that is what is very strong in you this week. Okay, so if you chose C, intuition, opening up, getting clarity and focus are key this week. It's going to be so easy for you to do this, okay, because you have the Queen of Wands, which is very strong in that energy of Leo energy, but also energy of opening, energy of ambition, energy of spark, energy of like intuition and psychic energy and everything. So yeah, so this week, who doesn't matter who you are, you're definitely having that receptive, open energy coming your way. Now, you also got the Four of Wands, so it's telling you to make a commitment this week. So there's something going on with you if you chose A this week that has to do with a potential lover. Okay, so this lover could be someone that's already in your life. It could be someone new that's coming into your life. It could even be someone on the other side that is not currently living. Okay. But it's saying that you can make a commitment this week. And if that person is not living, maybe the commitment would be something like, to commit to doing your best in your life. Because when they're on the other side, they want to see you flourish, right? They want to see you expand and they want to see you grow, right? They're there for support. If they're still sticking around, they're there for support for you if they're on the other side. So whoever this lover is, I'm really getting that a lot of you are very connected to someone this week, and they are there to help you. So it might be a karmic mate, it might be something very short term, it might be a long term commitment to someone. This could be if you're married, it could be your marriage partner. that, you really need to make just a nice commitment to them this week in terms of a certain decision that you need to make. It could be, hey, maybe we need to spend a little more time together, or maybe we need to make this decision together, right? So there's some type of lover's commitment, is what I'm getting. So no matter if this lover is here or somewhere else, maybe it's somebody that you haven't met yet, and you're going to manifest. You're going to work on that this week. Intuitively, you're going to start manifesting this person, because I'm seeing a lover and I'm seeing commitment. And this can mean so many different things to the different people that I'm talking to, right? Because there's a lot of you out there listening. And so I'm picking up all these little different things. And it's like, okay, this person, has somebody on the other side that they're talking to. This person, is in an actual marriage, right? And then there's this person over here that is seeking their soulmate. And then for some reason, they haven't come together in this lifetime yet. And they're trying to manifest it. And so all of these people, I'm seeing this commitment come. I'm seeing this like manifestation happen this week, this power, this energy, if you chose C, and this potential of this like love. You can see these two. We have the Queen of Wands and the King of Cups. And these two are very good relationship cards in terms of like love, in terms of true love, in terms of soulmates and things like that. And you've got the marriage card, and this is the card of like major commitments and even committing to someone that you're already involved with, or you're already married to, or whatever it might be. It can be just another type of commitment. Maybe, like I was saying, hey, we need to make a decision together. Or spend a little more time together, something like that. So I'm seeing this C as, something to do with you coming together with somebody and just making some decisions together, whether they're here or there. You could even do it in spirit if they are in this world, right? They're in the physical world, they're in the physical realm, but maybe you haven't met them yet. You can make that soul contract through ritual, right? And speaking of ritual, let's do our Australian ritual for rain. So I'm going to share with you. I know a lot of you already know, because you're in my membership and things like that. You know that I do sigil magic, I do high magic, and we're going to do a little bit of that tonight. So I know on Facebook, I don't think you can see, I have some candles burning and things like that. Let me see if I can turn it over there. But, on YouTube, you can kind of see that. All right. So what I'm going to do, would anyone like to contribute maybe some words to what we can say, and some, because this is going to be just like 3 minutes. We're going to do like a little 3-minute visualization, meditation, sigil magic, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to actually do the sigil with all of you as we do this. All right, and you can, if you want, you can actually do this with me, and you can draw your own sigil, or you could draw the same sigil I'm drawing, and I'm going to share it with you. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to do a sigil. So sigils are very powerful because sigils work with the unconscious, and the unconscious is behind everything. It's like your computer program behind everything in your life. And when you dream at night, you actually dream in your unconscious, and your unconscious is symbolic. So it speaks to you in symbols, it speaks in symbols. So when you're manifesting from your unconscious. The unconscious is the mass part of you that is spirit. And so when you're speaking to your unconscious, to your spirit, you want to work with symbols, because it, like I said, it works with symbols. So when you create a sigil, what you're doing is you're writing down a phrase that has intent, it has meaning. And then you're going to take that phrase and you're going to craft it into a symbol with the phrase, right? So you're doing art and crafts. So if you like arts and crafts, you'll love magic. And all it is working with law of attraction, and working with the unconscious, and working with reprogramming energy. Okay, so this is energy magic, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to use a phrase, and we're going to use a phrase to help out the Australian situation with needing more rain. They are starting to get rain, we've noticed, and I know that there's been a ton of rituals going on in Australia and everywhere else in the world as well, which is really wonderful. And I do believe it is helping. So I would like to have you join me on this. So, yeah. You want to see? That's good. Okay. Put the fires out. Days of rain. That makes sense. Yeah. Love sigil magic. Awesome. Okay, so we've got put the fires out, days of rain. Okay. Anybody else want to add to that? Let's see. We're going to start with that. Days of rain, put the fires out. So I know it takes it a minute to show me what you're saying. So with sigil magic, you want it to be just like a little phrase. And actually, you're doing a really good job with Maria here with put the fires out. I like that. Um, fire that are, yeah, Amy, I agree. Yes, there's a lot of people over there helping. It's wonderful. Yeah, yeah, and the pain. Yeah, the corrupt government. Yeah, yeah, the government, I don't understand why so many in power are causing so many issues, but they certainly are. Healing through rain. Oh, I like that one. I have a sigil on my wrist for it right now. Oh, nice, Tara. That's beautiful. And with these, they do say to be careful not to overdo it because there is already a storm brewing out there. So we do want to make sure that we do something gentle and we say healing rains, right? Heal Australia through the rains. How about that? Yeah. Okay. So let's go with, and if you would like to write this down with me. So heal. I'm going to put, and you can do your own if you want to come up with something else. Heal Australia with, I'm going to do with because it's shorter. Rain. How about that? Okay. So what you do is you write down your phrase first, and then what we're going to do is we're going to cross off all of the consonants, right? So the H and the L, and then I'll show you what to do next. So go ahead and, yeah. Yeah, so go ahead and cross those off. STRLWTHRN. Yeah, and sigil magic has always been very powerful for me when I work with it. So it's definitely something I've seen a lot of results from. Okay. Wow. Okay, we have a report. So I'm going to report this person. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I had to report somebody. Okay. All right. So here we go. Now we're going to mark off any of these that are redundant. So we have an E, we have a bunch of A's. So I'm going to take out that A, that A, that A, and that A. So now we have E, A, U, and then I. Take out the extra I's. All right. So we have E, A, U, I. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to make it into a symbol. And the thing is, you don't have to like use these just as they are. Like the E doesn't have to be just an E like that. You can actually play around with it and like make it even two E's where they're back to back if you want, and just like you can make designs with this. So it's a very creative process. And while you're doing this, while you're drawing the sigil, you want to focus on the intent behind it. Okay. All right. Okay, there we go. And okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make a sigil. So we're going to do E, and then I'm going to do an A. Hmm. Okay, so what I did so far is I just put an E and an A together. And what I did was made an E, right? And then I put an A in the center, and then I put an E going backwards. So that's all I did so far was E and A. And as you're doing this, if you can even imagine and visualize healing rain coming down into the forest over there, that also helps when you visualize while you do this. Okay, and now I'm going to do the U, and the I is already there because the E and the E together, they make the I. So I'm just going to do a U as I visualize. Healing rains, healing rains. Many witches and people that practice high magic, they do a lot of chanting while they're doing this. And the reason they chant is to focus that intent and that energy and just keep focusing on it and working with that energy, right? Okay, so this isn't a very beautiful one, but you know what's interesting about it is that it looks like a cup. Right? So if you look at this, it actually looks like the triangle of fire with a cup around it, which is kind of cool, right? So let's go ahead and what we're going to do with sigil magic is you want to focus on the sigil. You want to focus on the symbol that you created and you want to memorize it in your head, okay? So I want you to close your eyes after you look at it for a moment and try to visualize it in your head. If you can't do that, keep looking at it and you want to think about the intent behind it, okay? So let's do that for a moment. Okay. So what kind of chant would you like to put with this? Any creative people in here that would like to create a chant? Any creative lyricist out there that would like to add to what we're doing by creating a chant with us? And right now we have our cyclone season in the northwest of Australia. Beautiful mist. I like that. Yeah, I was hearing that, Scotty, that there's that this is actually usually the, stormy season. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Okay, so everybody's being shy, I guess. Heal with rain. Okay, thank you, Darcy. Okay, heal with rain. Yeah. And some invoking energy would be sorry, I have a lamp over here, would be Yao. So that would be bringing energy. Yao. And as you bring that energy in, that now gives you more energy to use in your manifestation ritual. So with this, I'm going to finish this evening. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on a piece of paper and I'm going to focus on it. And I'm just going to do a phrase, which would just be heal Australia with rain, heal Australia with rain, because that's what this is, right? And then I'm going to take this piece of paper and I'm going to wrap it up and place it into some water, and then I'm going to allow it to sit there until tomorrow, and then I'm going to take it out and throw it away because at that point it will be disintegrated. And instead of using fire to get rid of this sigil, we're going to use water because we want this to be about water and healing water. And I'll use some spring water. We want some clean spring water and not just tap water, right? So that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do some intent magic with a sigil magic. And you're doing representative weather magic. I draw an outline of Australia. Oh, yeah. And you set it on fire. Yeah. And another thing you can do is you can actually take, I was reading that article that I shared with all of you on the Vibe Tribe community. You can take like a piece of wood or a rock or a stone or whatever, and you have it like represent Australia. And you can take some spring water and lightly just drizzle on it while you imagine the rainwaters healing it, right? So thank you, Steve, for sharing that with us. And another thing you can do is you can do sigil sex magic. And that's something that is extremely powerful. For those of you in the Spiritual Awakening course, you know how to do that. And those of you in the membership know how to do that. Some of you, I'm sure, out there that haven't taken my courses know how to do that as well. And that is one of the most powerful ways to do sigil magic because you're using your sexual energy, the Kundalini, to move things and to manifest. So those are some different ways you can go about this, but visualization is key. So make sure you're visualizing. Sigils are very, very helpful for unconscious manifestation. So you can use that as well. You can also use the one that me and Steve are talking about, maybe taking a rock or something and just drizzling the water on it. So there's a blog on this also that I shared in Vibe Tribe that someone had written, and it was very nice, and it just kind of talked about those few different things. But I prefer to do sigil magic for the most part. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Charles. Yeah. Well, I hope everybody does some work over these next few days as we hit this eclipse energy on Friday. Please try to work with the energies to manifest peace and to manifest also rain in Australia and the Amazon. So thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I'm going to take my sigil now and I'm going to go do some of my own work this evening with it. And I'm just going to do some visualization, like I said, draw it on a piece of paper, put it in some water, and hopefully that will help. So thank you so much, everybody. And I will see you all on Wednesday with our new video on how to pick a card. All right, everybody. I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye for now. Thank you.